Hi everyone, I'm Poober. Thank you for joining me for episode 21 of our Factorio 0.15 playthrough. And we are at the very bottom of our base, just at the apex of our second circle here where we have our second main bus. And we're going to be working on red circuits today, which means we need to work on plastic, which means we need to work on more oil refineries since our other oil factory up there is kind of useless now. So we're going to be putting that in here, but we're going to have to fill in a little bit of this lake here first. So I'm going to do that real quick and then I will be right back. And I'm back, and we are using our map zoom in feature to see what I was able to fill in with the landfill I had. So all of this kind of greenish color is what I was able to fill into the lake here before I ran out of our landfill. But I do think that's enough that we should be able to have some room for hopefully the 8 refineries that I plan on putting here for now. So let's see what we can put here. I've got 8 refineries ready to go, which is what I was told the new ratio is for our oil plants. So we're going to be putting it, I'm not even really sure where. I know that I want plastic to be closer to our bus line. So I'm going to leave a little bit of room then, and then we can always move it later. I'm sure this will have a couple different iterations before I'm perfectly happy with it. Okay, so we'll do, if we're doing 8 refineries, we'll do the kind of a section in the middle here. In fact, let's continue on with our ghost so I know exactly where our wall is, so we still have a walking path. And I want to leave plenty of room, which I usually don't do. So can we fit 4 to this side? 1, 2, 3, 4, just barely. But I am okay with that. And we can always add in more landfill later and make more room. The tricky part of this will be bringing in our oil from our farming station all the way up here. And this is kind of where our pipes end, kind of in this section here. So I'll just kind of plan on bringing that down here and then swinging it over here. Eventually we'll have trains that can do that, which will be much nicer. But for now we do it the hard way. So let's place our other ghosts here just to plan it out before we really commit to anything. And then we'll want our water, assuming we're going to be doing advanced oil processing here pretty soon, our water input will be coming into the left pipe here. So I'm going to start placing those down now actually. And let's build a pump real quick. There we go. So that is now giving us water, I think. Do we need electricity to that? I guess not. It's not blinking or anything. And then we'll have our output pipes connected as well, obviously, and then the oil will be coming into the right pipe here. It seems like we were just doing this. I think it was actually only a couple episodes ago that we did our initial oil setup, which didn't get used really all that much apart from just making some products that we'll definitely use. I won't let that go to waste or anything. And almost done with what will be our oil portion. Okay. Do I have enough pipe? I think so. Oh, and you know what I did? I spaced these out too far on this side here. So that is why we ghost that. I should have ghosted the pipes here, but I didn't. That's okay. We can fix that real quick here. So this one was right, but we need to put in like that. Yep, that looks better. Just fix these real quick here. And then for our plastic factory that we're going to be having, that will require coal, and thankfully we have a ton of it right here. So we're just going to put a couple more miners right there and use that to feed our plastic setup. Okay, oh, one more. And then let's connect our water. And sorry if you guys are having a little bit of a hard time seeing. I will get lights here as soon as I can. Whoops. And this will be ready to go once we have advanced oil processing, which will be really convenient. So let's plop down our actual refineries themselves now. Great, and then we are going to do the same thing we had in the previous factory where we're going to do like a 1, 2, 3 in terms of the pipes, just to prevent them from crossing with each other, which can get quite messy. I've made that mistake many times. And let's connect these up a little bit here. We're actually almost done with this, which is seeming like it's going a lot faster than it did when I built this initially. Okay, those should all be hooked up now. Now we just need to worry about, let's see, plastic. What does that take? Okay, coal and petroleum gas. So I won't worry about doing any tanks for now for the petroleum gas. We'll just worry about having the pipes directly feed our chemical plants. So let me put a couple down. I think we'll do maybe like a row here, and then we can do maybe our sulfuric acid and lube stuff over here maybe on the other side. Let me put down my miners first though while I remember to do that. I want to make sure we have plenty of room for that. And let's put in our power poles too. we've got the big poles we can use. But we'll just stick with the small for now since we need to power this anyway. There we go. We'll have it go underneath our pathway. I really do hate to step over lines and things like that, which is why I'm so insistent on having paths pretty much everywhere that needs easy access. So we need to do a couple more poles to power everything. We'll do kind of the underground belt trick. So we'll have one like right there and right there. And then one there. Oh, I'm out. I'll have to use yellow for now until we can get a little bit more or some built by hand. And pull there and another one here. There we go. So we do have our coal ready to go once we have our chemical plants ready for our plastic. So I'm going to refer to another person's design they did. It seemed pretty smart actually. It was featured on Exterminators Building a Better Factory playlist. I'll link it down below. But they kind of wind the chemical plants around. He used, I think, 18 plants. We're only going to use about 9. So we'll half what he did since we don't have the input of the petroleum that his factory needed. So we'll connect up our coal line here. And then we'll place our plants down. I just have to refer to the other person's design and see how he did it. So I'm going to kind of have to think out loud here with placing our chemical plants. I've never done this factory before, so I'm sure there will be a couple errors here. I think we will do, let's see, something like this. And where's my pipe? Okay, pipe right here. So this line will be for the petroleum. And then we will have underground belts, which I better get more of before I continue on with this much further, that will be going underneath as well. And that will be providing the coal. So that will be going like that. And then another chemical plant like that, and then we can fix this belt so that will only have to go that far. And then it kind of repeats itself. So another plant there, and then so on and so on. Like that. I think that's how they have it. So I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a little bit more supplies and then I will see you in just a second so we can continue on with our project. And I am back with a fresh set of supplies, so let's continue on. We'll be putting our plant here and duplicating this a little bit more. And I think we'll stop. Oh, we'll do that. We'll do 6, I guess, for the sake of keeping it even. So now I just have to think how this gets hooked up. We continue on, I believe, with underground belts like so. I might as well put these in. Whoop. and then pipe through here. And then our output line, we'll have an inserter going this way from the plant. I think that's right. And then we'll need an inserter feeding the coal into the chemical plant. So we'll put that there. And like this. And then we need another input of coal coming this way. So we'll do like that. I'm going to start hooking this up just to make sure that all my lines are where they need to be. So what we might do is actually keep these separated so that they'll have two separate lines. I know this one is only half full. That's okay, we can fix that later. Get some more coal input. Okay, and let's start hooking it up with some power. I think electrical poles we can squeeze in here. And then this is where our petroleum will be coming in from. Which we can have hooked up. I think directly here would be fine. Let me double check that that is the petroleum line. We're gonna put a label to this. There we go. Okay, yes, so that is the correct line. So petroleum will be coming into the pipes there. Let's put labels on these guys too, and then we can see if we're missing anything. Okay, I think now all we are missing is just our output line for the plastic itself. So we're gonna have plastic coming in like this, but maybe we'll do that compression trick. Although we won't really need that since we only have one side being fed. Let's just do it anyway. So we'll do like this. And then we've got our plastic line ready to go right there. And we're missing one power pole there. And then we need another output line as well from this side. Let's see, and what are we missing? Nothing so far. Okay. So let's keep putting in our underground belts to this side here. We'll do like this. What I might do actually to have this balance itself is to have these join up. So we'll do, I'll maybe reverse this actually. Let me do that. And having that there like that should balance it out so that they're getting an even amount per side, or pretty close to it at least. And then feeding in there to the plastic line. We will have to somehow get another line of plastic going to the right side, but we'll worry about that later. I just kind of want to see if this works. So let me bring down our oil line and we'll get this pumping. So let me bring down our oil line from up there and I'll be right back and we'll get this turned on. And I just connected up our oil line and it's working, which is fantastic. So we will have plastic here. I'm going to connect it up here to our main line, into our main bus, and watch it go up. And again, we're having it go up towards kind of this area here. So it's going to extend all the way up to our first circle's main bus. And then we're going to pull the plastic off of there from this line right about here. And it's not the most efficient thing at the moment. Again, we only have about 6 chemical plants working. And we don't have the best oil throughput at the moment, so it will get better once we kind of upgrade everything. Let's keep connecting these guys though. I'm not sure 100% why that's... Oh, it's because it's backwards. Oh, and we're gonna have a problem here. These are in the way. That's okay. We will fix this. And whatever ore is not mined eventually, we can just get rid of with the ore eraser. Let's just do, this is obviously not the way it will be going, but I just want to get it hooked up, even though it won't be perfect, and then we can pretty it up later. There we go. And let's hook it up here. So it should be working. I think the reason why it's not producing any more plastic at the moment though is because we do need a tank or some sort of use for the light oil and the heavy oil, or else it will stop making the petroleum. Or how come it's not... Is it just not connected? Huh. Now I'm a little confused. I know it should be connected. Let me put down a tank and we'll see if that's the problem for our light oil and our heavy oil. We'll just do it out of the way right here for the heavy, and we can put our light oil above that. Okay, why is it not working? It must just not be getting enough oil, so I wonder if... Oh, it's because we're not connected to power over here. So let me go fix that real quick. So I was able to fix our electricity problem, so we're no longer having a plastic issue anymore. It's not the fastest thing, but it is working slowly, and I will expand on that hopefully here pretty soon in the future. But for now, I definitely want to get some sort of red circuit factory started, so I'm going to work on putting in the components into our blueprint, which is stamped up here, and then we'll at least get some sort of red circuit production today. So we're up here where I stamped down our red circuit blueprint, And I'm just filling in exactly what we have here. This was the same design I used in my previous base, and it worked out just fine. We may upgrade to something else in the future. This line here that I'm putting in is for the copper wire that we'll be feeding into the assemblers. I think we'll cut it off right there. And we're actually going to be using the same copper plate line that we use for our green circuits for this factory as well. So it will be kind of serving a dual purpose. We should be getting enough plate coming in. So then we'll put that there. And then these assemblers here will pick up the copper wire from the line. Let's start giving it some power. Building a couple more electrical poles. I don't think we need that line anymore because that was intended for copper plate, but we shouldn't need that anymore, I don't think. I'm going to redo our electric pole thing. We'll put them like right there. Okay, perfect. And then I do have to worry about how it will get the supply of green circuits and plastic. I have to make a couple more actually of these electrical poles. Let's do our lights so that if it gets dark you guys can see while I'm thinking about how we're going to supply our other stuff to it. Couple more lights here. And then I know we need either way. We'll keep these inserters the same. So the red inserters will pick up, I think we had green circuits and plastic on the same line. And then one line for the red circuit output. So we'll have to figure out how we can mix our green circuits and our plastic here. I do know that this is where it needs to come in from. So let me see about grabbing a line off of here somewhere, and same with the plastic. We'll start kind of where we have a better break, so we'll have to start further from the top. And we'll actually just connect it just like this. And don't forget our splitters to balance that out. And then we'll put it over here. We'll have to delete more of our oil factory. I think I might delete everything here except the tanks since we don't have any input into the tanks anymore anyway. Okay, there we go. So now let's start bringing down our new line. I think it needs to connect, yep, right here. And I'll clean this up sometime in the future. And let's finish putting in our inserters. Oh. Okay, and I think it should work once we turn it on. So let's continue to label this the red circuit. And everything's working. So the last thing we need to do is just connect our output into our main line. We'll connect it in somewhere around here. Right there should be fine. And can we balance this out a little bit better? We might have to break up our bus a little bit to make an exception to putting it in here. But that's okay. Well, there we have it. We have red circuits that are finally coming in. It is now coming full circle, literally, from our little factory up here. It's now trickling down a little bit at a time into the apex of our main bus here at the bottom circle. So the next thing we'll want to do, and I'll probably do this off camera, is just increase our productivity a little bit, maybe add on to our plastic line, increase our oil, and then add a couple more blueprints down so that we can plan for some more expansion in the future. But for now, we'll call it quits. I appreciate you guys joining me, and I hope you'll join me with the next one.